So in this video, I'm going to discuss about how to define the properties here. So just click on define menu here, menu option, and just go for section properties. So whatever column, beam, slab, wall, etc., whatever you want to create, you have to go for define and go for section properties and select the required section here. Okay. Now I want to define the section property for a beam. So you can click on a frame section and you are going to get this frame property window here, and under this you can either import new properties from already existing files, or you can add a new property, or you can create a copy, or if you want to modify the existing property then you can go for modify, or if you want to delete you can delete also. So I want to add a new material here, add a new property. So click on add new property and whatever the section you want to apply there, so you can select from the existing shapes here. Okay, so it is showing the frequently used shape types. So section type, whatever section type you need, you can just select from the available list here. Right now I want to apply the concrete rectangular. Okay, so whatever the sections we are seeing on the screen, that has been displayed here, or else you can manually select from the existing options also. I'm going to select the rectangular section. So click on that and again a window will be open, separate window will be coming like this. So under this we are going to have the property name. So under frame section property data window, you are going to have the general data, shape, section property source, and section dimensions and property modifiers and reinforcement options. So if you want to define the property name, for example, if you want to give B1, B2, B3 for certain beams and C1, C2, C3 for columns, you can just rename it. Right now I'm just going to rename it as beam. Okay, beam 1, let it be beam 1. And under material I'm going to define it as M20. We are defining the beam cross section, so that cross section consists of M20 material, which is of concrete. And here just go for the shape. Yeah, if you want to redefine the shape you can change it here. And under section dimensions, whatever the depth and width you need, you can define it here. So I want to go for depth of 300 and width of 230 mm. So since we have kept the metric SI units, so we got the mm units as the default here. And under reinforcement, just go for modify or show rebar. So whatever design you are going to consider for this beam, there will be rebar, right? So for that rebar, whatever the material you want to assign, you have to define it here. So under design type, just select it as a M3 beam design only. Okay. And under rebar material, we are going to have the longitudinal bars and confinement bars, that is tie bars. For both we need to change to H by SD bars here. So we have created the rebar material, right? So I am going to apply that to the beam we have created for the property beam. And whatever the cover you want to provide there. For example, I am going to provide the 30 mm cover here. So click on OK. So this section has been defined here. Okay. So we have created property name, material is M20, and so these things we will be discussing it later. And width and depth has been discussed. So we have assigned the reinforcement data also. So click on OK. Say for example you want to remodify that. So then click on modify or show property, and whatever rename you want to create there, or if you want to change the material type, you can change the material type or depth. If you want to change the dimensions, you can change it here and click on OK. So if you want to create a new column, so similarly add new property, just select the rectangular member, and for example column 1, and material will be M20 again. So if you want to assign different grade for concrete, for the column, then you have to define the separate material for column also. So if I want to change this section to let it be suppose 450 cross 300. So you can change the you can see the changes on the preview. And for reinforcement, click on modify and let it be design column. So longitudinal bars is HYSD and confinement bars is also HYSD. So reinforcement configuration is obviously rectangular, since we are using a rectangular cross section. And longitudinal bars, cover, etc. other properties can be defined here, or we can just modify it whenever we need it. Okay. So right now I'm not going to modify these all the things. So click on OK and click on OK again, so that we have defined the beam 1 and column 1 sections here. Okay, properties. Till now we have seen how to define the materials and how to apply how to create the properties. In next video, I'm going to discuss how to assign to the required geometry.